Hi everybody, it's Maureen of Maureen 97 Designs, and I'm back with an update to my Fat Quarter Shop 2020 Jolly Box unboxing and tips video. I talked about in that video, and in case you haven't seen it, I'll link it up here. Sorry for that glare of the sunlight. It's the afternoon in my area. I talked about it in my video how I wanted to make the deer quilt project bigger. So what I did was I ended up going on Etsy and I found a few prints that I liked. So I bought some yardage. I bought this red plaid, this pink deer on white background, and then this pink Jingle Bells fabrics. I bought some yardage of those. And then I did a border. Well, first, here's the deer panel over here. And my first border was the red plaid, and then I did the pink deer, and then I did the charm pack border, the charm pack which came in the Jolly Box. I calculated all my borders so that my charm pack border would use up almost every single one of the charm squares. The funny story is that I thought I did use them all up, and I actually used a couple that I didn't want to use because they like I didn't really want to use the pink deer one because I have the pink deer border, and I didn't want to use the pink Jingle Bell one because I have the pink Jingle Bell border, but I ended up using the pink deers because I ran out of squares. And after I was done sewing it all up, I actually found them on the ground that I hadn't noticed before. I think one of my cats was playing with them. So anyway, there you go. And then I bought extra of the plaid fabric because I knew I wanted to use it for my binding. And the funny thing about that as well is when I was cutting my border strips, I cut too many because my fabric was folded and I didn't realize it. So I barely had enough yardage left to make my binding, and in fact I played some binding chicken because this is all the binding I had left. If I had gone past this, I would have had to buy more yardage or use something else, and then I wouldn't have the same border all the way around my quilt. So I got pretty lucky with my binding chicken and was able to get all the way around my quilt. And for the panel, I actually did free motion stitching. I outlined around the deer, and then I did a sort of meandering swirly circle thing in the background, and then I did a bunch of ruler quilting on the rest of the quilt. This is a rope border, and then a continuous heart, and I'm not sure what that is. It's like a spiral, and I did a what is this called again? Ribbon candy. I did a small ribbon candy. Oh, and that's another mistake that I made on this quilt is I actually, you know that saying, measure twice, cut once? I actually did measure twice, but I didn't write it down. And then I had a number stuck in my head that I thought was the correct measurement, and it turns out it wasn't. It was too small. So I ended up cutting my backing and my batting too small for the front of my quilt, and ended up having to cut down the front, the top and bottom of my quilt. So if you can see on the side here, it's a little bit bigger border than on the top. Oh no, wait, that wasn't the side. This is the side. You can see how fat that is, and then my skinny little top and bottom borders because I cut my backing and batting too small. So I had to do the small ribbon candy on the top here, and then I did a really big ribbon candy on the side borders. So lots of mistakes with this one, but I'm still really happy with how it turned out because I think it's super cute. Just this fabric is really, really cute. And then the stuff that I had left over from the panel were these two deer images, and so I put them on the back and I bordered them, and I used my extra yardage and a couple of fat quarters I had to do the backing. And I'll put some pictures up so you can see what it all looks like, full view. But anyway, it came out in the end 54.5 inches wide by 58 3/4 inches tall. and I think the original measurement of the quilt top was somewhere like 68-ish tall, so I lost a good 10 inches there through the mistake of my backing, and with the quilting and everything it really shrank up. So anyway, there's my finished project. Finally, I'm really happy it's done. I already gifted it to one of my kids, and it's gonna be on his bed tonight because it's getting a little bit colder, even in Hawaii. But I used bamboo batting for this, which is a really lightweight batting, and it's supposed to kind of keep you a little bit cooler than like cotton batting. So because we're in Hawaii, I bought a whole big bolt of the bamboo batting, and I really like the weight of it. It quilts nicely too. It's not too flat, but it's kind of a nice weight where it gets warm but not super hot. So yeah, that's what I've been using for all my quilts. And I guess that's it for now. I will see you hopefully again soon with another video, and until then, see you later.